So here we are going live.
Okay.
Welcome everyone, 26th edition. I think we are just coming out from the hangover of last week's discussion between Sujeeth and Shibu Nadesan. Wide appreciation, close to 5,000 views in Facebook and more people seeing that. Okay. Okay. So this week we have the young artist from Chennai, Sujeeth Kumar Sreekandan, and he has done his BFA and MFA from Chennai Fine Arts College. He settled in Chennai and he's teaching in a school. Close to, I think, 15 plus years of work practice. So Sujeeth, a big warm welcome to you to NEET Talks and welcoming all other participants. Let us start. Over to you, Sujeeth.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Myself, Sujeeth Kumar Sreekandan, and I am based in Chennai right now. I am from Nagarkoil. So I passed out from Government College of Fine Arts in 2010. I did my post-graduation there in visual communication design. But I have been concentrating more on painting, and I have been practicing for almost 10 years now since college. So here in this exhibition, in this presentation, I would like to show my artworks since 2003. That is just before the year with, I started, I got into college, or I got admission into college. So everyone, thanks for joining in to see my presentation, and I welcome your feedbacks. Let me know if you have any questions also. So I'll start with my works. So these are my early portraits, which I have done in 2003. As usual, I also got into art, and in my beginning stages, I used to copy portraits, mostly like film art. I started with film actors and famous personalities and all. But the one on the left is something which is one of my first work, copying Albert Durer's work, and the right one is a famous musician. And this was done in 2003. Yes, Chamakuri. So this was done in 2003 before I joined college. Actually, these are all the practice works for like the entrance examinations. So this is my grandmother. She passed away last week, actually. So I thought this is the right time, or showing her work would be a homage for her. So this was done in 2004, and this is exactly the day before my entrance examination for my college. So why 2 years is, for the first time when I tried, I did not got admission. Then I got in second attempt. So that's why I'm mentioning 2 years about college. So these are all my studies which I did in college. So trying different techniques and all. So also this led me to do a lot of portraits, and also one of the way to earn pocket money in college is to do portraits in events and everything. So there are a lot of instances where we go out with friends and do portraits in events, and also there are instances we go to beach, malls and everything. We sit there, do portraits for money. So these are few attempts in the college. Like, again, this was the self-portrait back then. So these are my friends in college. I thought they're all like like very helpful and really close friends. So I thought I should show their works. So this work is the very first work which I did after joining college, on the first day of the college. So I thought this is an important work, because I was having this dream of being in this college as a student for almost 1 year, and was working really hard during that time, assisting few artists in Chennai, like Ramachandran, Anamika, and everyone. So I did this work, and this is one of my important work. So I thought I'll show this. So in college, as soon as you are in college, there is an like always a dilemma of how to proceed your studies further, because I'm a visual communication student, and you will have to a lot of other class works, designing works and everything to do. And so you'll not have enough time in class time to do your study. So I stay back in college after 3:30, and there are a lot of seniors who like give guidance. And also this anatomical study or is something which is a trend in college. So we always practice this, and these are all few initial sketches of that. So then once you are done with your human anatomy, then there is an like trend, or their seniors used to guide us saying that you also should have to practice animal anatomy. So these are my few studies. Not these are all actually basically studies from a book. And the one which I have shaded, the horse I shaded, is I did a sketch from the police. We have this stable of horse in the police commissionerate here. So I did the sketch out there and did the shading back at college or at home, I guess. So this is the work which I did in 2004. This work actually kind of diverted my like idea of abstraction, or using basic forms to create an abstract form. This is also a exercise which most of the college students does. So using minimal colors, or using very limited forms to create shapes to create forms. So this is one of the practice basically we do in college. So this has led me to intercept myself and think of what else can be done as my personal work. So in the simultaneously, I was also doing copied works of Ravi Verma for galleries, and not just Ravi Verma works, other kind of small murals and everything. So this is starting from 2004, just before I showed the work in 2004. So that is sometime in first year of my college. So started my reading habit have started like really much more. I started knowing more artists and all. So these works are basically inspired from artist Georges Braque. So I was very much inspired to his work. So I kind of tried to replicate him at the very initial stages, and then I wanted to get away from that, and I tried experimenting with forms, and I started observing my surroundings, and then kind of know or kind of try to sketch from my surroundings and then color it. Or these are all experimentation to arrive upon something. So these are all actually individuals works in my sketchbook to like show I have made a layout of like this. So to some extent I was doing that, and at some point I thought I'm becoming more like I could find a lot of similarities with my work and Braque's work. So what I thought is I should move away from this, and I thought architectural forms are the best way. So if I started like seeing transparencies myself. So if I sit there in a room or something, I'll try to draw what is behind that and just behind that and all. So these are all something like that, which I kept doing. Again, these are all my sketchbook artworks. So all individual works, I have created a layout here. So this all happened during 2004 until 2006, actually. So then while in college, Adivira Pandian is one of the senior most artists in college. So he used to teach there in post-graduation. So I got inspired with his work, and I like, why not I myself do landscapes? And so of course, being a student, I was inspired to his work, and I started trying to like do some things, some sort of him, and like try to copy him, try to inspire from him. So these are few works which I did in my second and third year of college, I guess. So again, experimentations with that. So after that, I think there was a long break. That is due to personal reasons. Actually, I was traveling between my hometown and college, and a lot of absence in college because my mom was bedridden, and so someone has to be next to her and help her. So um, I didn't do anything like towards the beginning of 2006. These all works started probably from June or July of 2006. So again, I came back to Chennai and I was working with Ramachandran again, artist Ramachandran. So again, the last, like there was a period which I lost completely without doing any work, even the college works. So we had discussion, and again I started finding new routes or trying to figure out myself or trying to do myself what I see around myself. So it's like observing my close environment. So one of the practice I did in this is like when you started drawing, I decided not to take my hand off, to keep the flow of the line going on by not taking the hand off. And that's one important technique I tried in few of this work. So these are all again my sketchbooks. Should I have to go slowly, or is it okay?
Yeah. Okay, na Sujeeth?
I think it's fine, no? Like,
yeah, can be bit slow maybe, maybe because if there are too many images in in one slide, bit slow.
Okay, great. Okay, so this is something again I happen to see Nasreen Mohammadi's work. So simultaneously, there was also inspiration from my immediate surroundings. So I would say Nasreen Mohammadi's work is something which gave me the starting point for all these practices or for all these works. So my like the inspiration is from Nasreen Mohammadi, but the idea which directly represented is the jute which we have in our home as a curtain or a sunshade. So that's what I tried to represent with these work. So this is in 2007. I started doing canvases, like abstract canvases. So the inspiration for doing such work is George Sire's work. And that was the time this Google map and everything is slowly starting to come up. So I got a chance to see Google map, or I got inspiration from that. And I also took inspiration from my drawings itself to create the basic forms in this image. And I would say pointillism started. This is all on oil on canvas, and this is a 2 by 3 feet work actually. So I did actually a series of like almost 5 or 6 works on this. This is all done in 2007. And I exhibited these works in an exhibition in November, I guess. At
by any chance, do mosaic floors inspire you?
Yes, it was also like there, like a lot of inspiration. It's not just one, but the prime inspiration was George Sire and then the Google Maps. So then, like you could say a lot of other stuff which is all around. So the idea behind Beyond the Visible is it's about, it has a philosophy behind it. Like if you look closer at an object, it becomes micro, and there you can see it as like dots, or or if you disintegrate, it becomes atom. If you see the same object far away from a distance, again it becomes dots, or like, let me say, like how we see the stars from the earth. So that was also the philosophical idea behind the work.
What is the medium? Oil.
Oil. It's oil. All works are oil on acrylic. Oil on canvas. So this green spot is the pond, which is near to my home actually. So there are few representations which I can say for each images, but this is one which this image it stood out. So this is done in 2008. So it's again the like continuation of my previous works where I was using forms, shapes to create work. So I collected the like the wastage of lead plates in my printmaking department, and I just made an composition of that and made this blind emboss. So this was done in 2009, and this is again, the visual inspiration is from my previous works, and I have told my inspirations already, but there was this white on black and black on white idea. So it is basically about to say, like which makes the darker stand out, or does the darkness make the brightness stand out? It's between that actually. So I thought I need to make two canvases depicting that idea of thought. This is 3x3 size, and this is enamel on canvas. So this is again done in 2009, and something very similar to the previous work. So, but this all actually punched paper actually. So I have used like two paper and punched black paper and pasted it on white, and punched white paper and pasted it on black paper. So and tried to paste on the exact same spot of where it is.
But the white look a little bigger, no?
Yes, I tried to like place it, but it's not exact.
No, the white surface now it looks a little bigger. Size in white.
Oh,
size.
Bigger.
But it's same size, right?
Yeah, it is same size.
It's actually interesting that like this Albers, no, Joseph Albers, he did a lot of experiment with the color and the shape.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you put the same color in a different format, it looks a little bigger. So it's happened here.
Yeah,
I thought the white is a little bigger paper.
Oh no, yeah, no, actually I'm noticing it really now. So when you pointed that out.
Yeah, I felt that.
Yeah, thank you. So this is again done in 2009. So I started working with a flip art company where you reproduce original images of animals and birds for educational purposes. So I started working there, and we like do 30, 40 images in a month, but we cannot take photographs of that. And at that time, like we do not have the digital camera, or we have digital camera, but I do not have an access to one. So anyway, they do not let you take photographs and all. So I used to do this, and we have this palette paper next to us where we like sharpen our brushes and test the colors and everything. So I used to keep collecting that, and then in 2009, like that's the time I was in my post graduation, and I am trying to create works of my own, and I was looking at my works, and I found this collection, and then I thought, why not do the same work and consider palette paper also be kept along with the original work or the work which you create. So that means I named it byproduct because the work which I have created is a byproduct of this, or the one which is on the right side, the palette paper is a byproduct of that. It can be either way. So my idea is like basically each and every object or each and every artwork or each and every thought will have a byproduct. So that's the idea behind the work, or that's the thought behind the work. So this is an installation which I did in college. This is an origami installation of frogs. Why this work is because I went to the college in 2003 and for the first time, and then each time you go, you get to see a lot of frogs inside the campus. And at one point of time, you hardly see any. There is very less frogs. Or if you stay back in the college after evening, like you can hear those like thundering sound of frog all the time. But towards the end of my college, it started disappearing actually. So I created this installation, and there is a well which was not in use anymore. So why I made all the frogs moving towards this well, like trying to give the metaphor of the idea that the frog has moved towards more better pastures, or have moved to places which they have more access to water or basic living conditions. So for this work, it is not just me, a lot of other, my juniors were also part of like Natraj, Dhyanesh, my wife, Subhash, and a lot of other students were part of this project actually. So they helped me in making origami and everything. And of course, my wife was part of this work also. So this was such one interesting project. I always like think good about. So this was done in 2011, right after my college. So this is the time where like you are looking for your future. You wanted to stay as an artist, but there is not really any good opening. There is nothing really happening in the work. So this is basically a grid of 100 squares where I filled myself with different probabilities of filling it. So what I am trying to say with this work is, if I ask one of my friend or any other artist to fill this 100 boxes, it would not be the same way they have done it. So what I'm trying to say is like, it is my thought, and my thoughts are embedded in my blood or in my gene, and that is my from my fathers and from my forefathers. So why I have this Jadaham is like, I don't practically believe in all this, but whenever I talk to my parents or talk to my grandmother or something, if something do not really happen well, I say like, this was the time which nothing is happening well. So if I talk to my mom saying that this is not happening well, they'll be like saying, okay, I will look into your Jadaham and say all those stuffs will be there. So
horoscope.
Horoscope. Yeah. So I thought, okay, I will, that has also played an important role at this point of time. So I thought I will put a copy of that next to my work.
It's also good. It's also a good thing to stay, like stay lazy, and sometimes when you say that they will come and tell you that like your Jadam has some problems, you don't do anything, just keep quiet.
Yeah. So, yeah, but yeah.
There are times.
Yeah, there are actually, but I don't know. From my father actually is not really into all this, so he's more of, he don't believe in this. So I kind of followed, or we kind of followed father, but this is more from my mother's side, my grandmother.
Even we all have no horoscope.
Yeah. So this is almost something done with the same thought. Nothing is happening, so you have very limited resources. So trying to express the pressure which I am facing. I like kind of considered myself as that paint between the like roller and the surface. So I called it as agony in me, and yeah, this is one interesting work, but this is made on glass, and I don't have this work anymore because it broke.
Oh.
So though that work broke, so what I did is like I did it in a transparent sheet in the next work. So this is again the same idea. So right after that, I started teaching like part-time, or I started teaching actually. So then I visit studios like we had this community studio, Lalkala Academy. So I visit after 4 o'clock in the evening, and then I started doing work. So I wanted to start off with something, like which I really love to. I like to do realistic paintings actually. So, and because of that minute detailing and the kind of texture you give, it's basically about the time you spend, and it is like soothing for you to do those detailing. So I started off with this after a break actually. So this works might be sometime around 2011 December, or maybe 2012. I do not exactly remember the year. So this is again.
So, Sujeeth,
Yes.
Can you see the chat or?
Sure. Yeah, thank you for that. Yes, at times I have thought about that also. If we look much closer, because the few areas, the strokes, like it has similarity with what I have been used in the original, in the work, in the main work. So yes, I have also felt the same thing. So this is, I used to do film photography until 2009-8. So there was, film photography until 2008. So I wanted to, this is done in 2011 actually. So I wanted to experiment with photography on stainless steel, or I wanted to transfer photographs into a permanent medium. That's the idea behind this. So I thought of doing a photopolymer etching. So I had tried, and it was not that successful as I thought to be, and it is much expensive. So this is one work from my photograph. So these are all my initial works of the idea resonance. So basically the inspiration started from cleaning my own vessels at home. So when you use steel scrubbers to clean the vessels, that noise, the I don't know how to name that noise, but that reverberating noise, I always felt really irritated about that. So that noise is the inspiration for this work. And you can also see the visual, if you see a plate closely, you could see the scratches on that. So I took the inspiration from that and started doing this. So I did quite a number of works in this series actually. So yeah, this is in 2012.
This looks like a dry point.
Yes.
Like,
yeah. So after finishing this work, I tried a dry point also, but this is all pen on paper actually.
Right.
So this is, yeah, I tried, but I was not much satisfied with the results. So I stopped actually. I didn't try anything into this.
On acrylic sheet you did?
No, lead.
Right.
So this is actually it is 4 feet by 6 feet, not 24 feet by 6 feet. I think I typed it wrongly. So this is a on canvas. This is actually pen on canvas. This was done in 2013 actually, and this was part of an exhibition in Delhi.
You use some device to do that?
No, no devices, just hand drawn.
With the free hand.
Yeah, hand drawn. So this, after doing all that work, I thought, why not on the plate itself? So I approached, so I tried actually tried doing that myself, but I was not successful. So there was a person called Kannan who was very much professional. He used to do the name board for what do you call the houses and the steel name board and everything. So I found him out and I asked him whether he could transfer these lines into this, and he helped me with the transfer actually. So this is one work which I basically did on in 2015. This was an experiment again, like trying to connecting my work and kind of the aesthetics which we used to have in our kitchen and home. So this is an installation I tried with straws actually. So the idea is to make a bigger one, but I just stopped at this point because I didn't really felt impressive. But at later point of time, I think around 2015 or 16, I experimented with acrylic pipes. That was not successful. I wanted to make it huge with different size of pipes. So I tried dyeing the acrylic pipes myself using with the help of my brother. So using a pressure cooker, and I experimented, but that was not successful. So I left this idea of doing it bigger. So this is again a different series which I started in 2011 actually. This is basically inspired from the thumb print. The idea to do this is inspired from the thumb print. And also the visual inspiration is like our hometown is really like surrounded by a lot of rubber plantations. So if you climb on a hill or something, and if you look around in these rubber plantations, you will find the gaps between each tree almost the same. So if you climb up on a hill and see, you will find that gap to be like very definite. You can clearly figure out that gaps. So I just try to bring that in my art. That inspiration. Yes.
There's a question on the previous work.
Okay.
Previous work, the straw work.
Yes. So actually, the effect of sound. That's something which I have.
No. That was my comment. I think the straw work. Oh, sorry. I think she messaged to me. Sorry. Okay. I think I am very sorry. I forgot. I think by mistake, Miss Shanti, she messaged to me. I will put it to everyone. 1 second.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. I thought all of you are seeing it. Sorry.
It's okay.
She messaged me privately. If you can take the previous image.
Yeah, so bondage is like it's putting together, no, like it's like connection between one object and each object, one person and other person. So yeah, that might be the reason why I call it a bondage, or yeah, that might be the reason why I titled it bondage. So it's like putting all together and trying to create them as a one object or one artwork. So that might be the reason I call it bondage.
But why straws in particular? It was very fascinating because very colorful, but straws are light. And then you put it together, it looks like a beehive actually.
Yes, yes, actually, yeah, yes. So,
want to change the image, Sujeeth, the previous one?
Yeah,
Take
sure,
it.
Sure.
Yeah, so this looks like a beehive.
Yes. So, yeah. This work have a connection with an important art installation here in the city, actually. So here we have Hotel Hyatt, and where a lot of artists did the art installation based on Hyatt, and this was also one of the proposal for that installation process, actually.
So, there, no, somebody did already. Right?
Yeah,
somebody did that. I stayed there in that hotel.
Yeah. This work actually, 3 proposals of the same idea were given, and I think Mr. Karthik, artist named Karthik's work was selected for the final one, I guess.
Yeah, same as something.
Yeah.
I've seen that. I've seen that in that hotel.
Yeah, yes. So almost 12 or 15 artists participated. So yeah, and I think I'm not sure about the name of the artist who did the work, actually.
Chennai Hyatt, no? Yeah.
Sorry? Yeah,
Chennai Hyatt.
Yes, Chennai Hyatt, yes.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, so my proposal, this was rejected, actually.
Okay.
So yeah, this is again the continuation of the previous work. This is again pencil on paper, and the idea is same. This is permanent ink on canvas, and this is 5x5 canvas, actually. This was also part of an exhibition in Delhi. This is a 4x4. And during this time, these works actually take a lot of time for me. All these works, actually, because I work after school. So the studio will be open until like 7:30 or maximum 8. So all these works actually took a lot of time for me to finish.
What's the title?
Father being the child of father.
Yeah.
Actually, the initial works did not have the title, but I think in 2013 or something, I started titling this work. That was when, in 2013, I guess. So this was done in 2013. That means it was a sketchbook of mine. It is almost like 160 drawings, I guess. And as I always say, I have a sketchbook and I keep drawing smaller works on that. So I mentioned the date as 2013 because these all works are done during 2013, or probably 2014 also. I have did few works, but this got exhibited in 2014 when a gallery asked for a work, and I did not have a work with me because the other works either I have already exhibited or I don't want to exhibit that work. So there was important show. So what I thought is like, I will cut the sketchbook and paste it on a board and make it as a big work. So as I was working in an community studio, Kala Academy, one of my senior, Kumareshan, was the one who suggested this idea actually. So it was actually good to be in a common place where all the artists come together and work. So that helps me helps me do a lot of work actually, and also keep me engaged with works each and every day. That has become a practice and part of my life, where you finish your work, you go back to the studio and work on something, produce artworks. So that was really interesting actually, that period. Can I move on to the next? So this is a digital work, basically. Again, this is done as as I was so frustrated. So during that time, we had this old PC where you send a mail or attachment in a Microsoft Word or something, and if the person receiving do not have the proper font, he might not be able to read it or see what it is. So this particular person contacted me back with such a rude message saying that if you do not know to send a resume or font, then why you are an artist and something like that. So out of that frustration, I took my own resume and statement, and I changed the font to represent that missing fonts and created an artwork. So this is the beginning of another series of work, Changing Seasons. So I started with this work in 2013. It is basically to convey the idea that the seasonal changes are happening each and every second. It's like as each and every wave hit the shore, the seasonal change is happening. So this is to represent that, represent the idea of the imprints which is left on the shore by the waves. So I tried tracing it. So what I did is I took a long paper and went to the beach with a few of my cousins, and I tried putting it, laying it on the shore, and poured pigment on the paper, and as soon as the wave comes in, it leaves the imprint. But that didn't really happen. The strong wind, as soon as the paper got wet, it blew the paper away, and the paper got tear off. And I created this work again, again in a pond near to my home in my hometown. So I created artificial waves and tried to imprint that on the paper. So as soon as the first experiment went in failure, what I did is I cut the paper into small bits and used a tub to create those artificial waves, and I traced those imprints on the paper. So I thought this has become more easier, and it turned out to be successful for myself. So I pasted it on a curved canvas. I don't say canvas, it's using a flexible plywood, I created a curved platform so that it also represents that idea of wave or representation of wave.
There is a question.
Yes.
In the chat.
So you agitate your bucket or your tub. That's it. You hold the paper on one hand, and with the other hand, you just agitate.
Please elaborate.
Yeah, so
you have a video to show, no, Sujeeth?
yes, I have a video to show, but not for this actually. Okay. That's a video, that's an artwork again. I don't have the process video actually. I can probably elaborate it again if it is like. Okay, so I hold the paper strip on my hand, dip it on the water, and at the same, like first I drop the pigment onto this water, dip the paper, and then agitate. So it goes up and down, dry it. So each strip of paper have at least 25 layers. That means I have done it. I have dipped the paper into pigment at least 25 times. I hope now you understood.
Yeah.
So I tried with the different colors on this, like each strip of layers or paper have like 20, 25 layers. Like I dip it and create layers and layers again and again.
So it's just only pigment, or you put some
pigment? It's the basic pigment we use for creating colors and everything. No?
Very interesting. Interesting work.
Can I move on?
Yeah, I think so.
So this is again the same series. This is a bit longer work actually. So this again, I did an installation of this with a video being projected overhead. So this was our scaffold's first show in 2014.
The question, which paper was that? I think about the previous work, right?
Paper?
Yeah. What paper was that?
It's Canson. It's Canson. Canson watercolor sheet.
Okay. Thanks.
So this is the video which I made in 2014. So, sorry. So that was again the videos which I have recorded from the places I have visited, or the shows or the beaches I have visited, in India. Different area, different land, different, yeah, probably would say that all the three seas are in this, like the Arabian and the Indian Ocean, and Indian Ocean is from Kanyakumari and the Bay of Bengal. So it's again the same idea, but making a video art came to me like after doing all this process. I thought of documenting the process, then I thought, why not a video itself, so that it will be more self-explanatory. So we'll move on to the next work. So this work is something which is inspired from my hometown. So as I told earlier, there will be a lot of rubber plantations, and when the tree become mature, or when the tree is not providing enough more latex, then they will cut down the tree, and immediately after that they would replace it. But I did not see that habit of replacing a tree, even though that's done for a commercial purpose. I did not see that habit of replacing a tree with a tree in this metropolitan or in the city. That has been in my thoughts, or that has been always an point which I have wanted to address or through my work. So I wanted to convey this, and so what I thought is like the best way to convey that idea is to like installing wooden blocks itself. So what I did is like I printed the human genitals on this images. So to represent that human to sustain his race is doing the best efforts, but not doing the best efforts to more like keep the forests green. Yeah, that's it. So that's the idea behind the work. It's basically about how we are careless about trees and forests. So this installation is done in 2015. So the idea behind the work is like a huge story, but I'll try to make it very short. So light is knowledge, so is darkness. That's the idea behind the work. So the inspiration is like, the visual inspiration is basically, we used to have, we call this patayam or granary. So where they store food and grains basically. And also they keep jackfruit or banana, plantain, and other stuffs to other fruits to ripe. So this is part of all the traditional homes, mostly in my hometown. So only small children can go into this. So if you keep a jackfruit inside to ripe, like the elder people will send smaller children into to check whether it is ripe enough to see. So you'll not have enough light, and like, so you will get in and you will press and see whether it is ripe, or if you get smell, then you will say to the elders that the smell is coming, and that's how we communicate it is ready to eat. So, and also when we go for like temple festivals and all with our grandfather or grandmother, we do not have the like torch or torchlight or anything else. At times they might have the hand lit I don't know, torch, like, but most of the time we just walk with the help of few guidance from the grandmother. Like if your feet get wet, then assume that you are walking on the wrong path, because we walk across the fields, and if you're keeping your if you're misplacing your feet onto the like field, then it is always wet. So you should understand that you are not on the right track, right path. So that's how they like teach us to understand darkness. And also they send us to shops and everything. At least I have to walk 500 meters from my home to shop. So hardly we use any torches. Like there will be trees, or there will be some yeah, we keep it as an identification mark, mostly the branches. Like there will be a curvy branch that says, okay, as soon as you reach here, you have to take a right or take a left. So something like that. So that idea transformed, and this artwork was exhibited in a hotel. So I thought, when it is hotel, I think I should bring in food to tell my idea. So that's why each box had all these objects: coconut. This jackfruit is actually fiber made, and then clove and pulses and everything. So the audience have to come and touch and feel and identify what it is, or smell and feel what it is. That's the idea behind the installation. So this is sometime in 2015. Again, the pace of my work, like, yeah, there are a lot of other commitments which came across. So the pace of my working has started to slow down. I got into more of full-time teaching and other activities, so to make more money, or I would say that. So this work is something like, I have this habit of keeping leaves which fall on me as a treasure. I keep it at some place. So I was in Lelkul Academy studio, and this fell on me, and I kept it with me for some time. And then I thought, I do not have any really new ideas to start a work. So why not this? So basically, this is also inspired from O. Henry's Last Leaf. So there was a time, like, you are again into deep thoughts. It's been 5 years since you are an artist, since college, but you're having shows, but economically, or you're not really monetizing your work. So I was trying to find myself again, and I was kind of actually trying to read more, or trying to learn things more. So I happened to see this book, and I read it, and read it again. Actually, I read it in my schools, and I read it again, and so I started this work again from that inspiration. So this is an installation which I did, which is not really successful. My idea is to represent the form of a tree. The sketch I gave to the gallery people displayed this. It was not displayed in the way I wanted to, because I was not present for the exhibition. So basically, I have taken small wooden pieces and canvases, 4-inch by 4-inch canvases, and 4-inch by 4-inch wooden planks. And I used candle soot to create kind of images of tree on those small canvases. So the idea is like to say, even though the tree is burning in forest fire, it dances and burn himself. So that's the idea. So when it, like, to elaborate, when a tree catches fire, it looks like the tree is dancing. So that's the idea behind this visual, but it did not actually convey that idea, for me at least. So this is also the this work is also a part of the same exhibition. So the idea behind this work is, or the title of this work is, I questioned time and space, and it wagged me back. So what I created is, I have a video to show that. So probably I will show the video, and then I will explain the work. So Art Illustrated did a feature on this work. So I am using their video. Okay, so the idea behind this work is if you have skill, if you can possess anything, but unless the time and space which you are in do not help you or support you, you'll not be able to create what you wanted to create. So each paper, I wanted to do something else. At least I wanted to write my name, or I wanted to draw a face, or I wanted to draw a leaf or something. So since the wheel is spinning, which is uh, like practically the surface is not in your control, but of course you can reduce the speed or you can stop the wheel and do the work. But my idea is to bring the metaphor of time and space onto that wheel, and it is not in your control. So it's spinning so fast, you couldn't match the speed, or you couldn't use your skills to match that speed and do whatever you want. So whatever the skills you possess become like useless, or become or will not be so helpful for you if the surroundings or if the place you are in do not support you. So that's the idea behind this work. So I displayed this work in the form of infinity actually, and also 8, or we can also find 8. So that's the only number where like it can start anywhere and end anywhere. So that like to display it in the form of an infinity is like, so it doesn't ends or stops anywhere, it keeps going on like the wheel. So this is again done in 2017. Actually, this is selected pieces of works, not all the works which I have done so far. So this is pasted onto a board. These are the mountains which I have visited, or I have been through these mountains. A few of the mountains are in my hometown. So I did not try to copy it or anything. I just tried to do it from my memory. So it's like almost, I think, 64 or 81 drawings, I guess. So this is done in 2018. So I have used candle suit on canvas and tried to create the like image of a burning tree or a burning forest in each canvases.
So this question on the size, is that for 4 by
Yes,
4 inch?
yeah. So from the very beginning, most of my works will have 4 by 4 format. I don't know, there might be a lot of reasons which I can say, but it's like it has stuck on to me from the beginning. 4 by 4 is something which I really wanted to use always.
It's asking, is there a reason?
Yes.
Sujeeth.
So yeah, in the initial stages, there used to be a time. Of course, it was money. So I got a lot of paper, 4 by 4 paper, from one of my senior, Ramachandran, actually. So I used that to create a lot of artworks. And I would say during that time, we were also doing screen printing. So, like if you see few of my works, that would be the wasted printed print, like when you do the screen printing, few card might go waste. So I used to use that as well as for my artworks. So yeah, that's one of the reasons. And then towards the end, I find a philosophical or it stick on to me. And then I started looking into that, and I tried to find a lot of philosophical reasons to that. And it stick on to me then again. So this is the work which is part of my 2018 exhibition at Cholamandal. And again, I started doing byproduct. And this was part of, again, we had an exhibition in Cholamandal in 2019 April. So this was part of that actually. So I was doing this work and I sent the curator, curator was Vasundhara, one of my friends. So I sent her the image in between, and she's told, stop it there. You don't have to finish it. So this was exhibited as it is in the exhibition. So I just stopped working this work, but I don't know, even though I exhibited and everything, but I don't know, it still looks unfinished, and it still looks, something is missing on this for me. So this is done in 2019, yes. And later on, recently, I have moved back to watercolor, and I'm trying to do landscapes and everything. So these are few of my works that. These are all again 4x4 paper, most of them. This is a spot study which I did in my hometown. This is an image one of my students sent me a photo of his vacation from Japan, I guess. So I tried doing that. Yeah, so this is the last work. These are all done in 20 from January until now, all watercolor.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you everyone for patiently listening to me. So thank you everyone. If you have any questions, definitely I'll try my best to answer your questions.
So in between, somebody was asking about the process of that, I think, that work, the one which before your video, right? Sabita was asking that. Before that wave video, I think, right?
I think she can ask, no? She's there.
Yeah. Sabita, you would like to ask?
Yeah, those two works where he has the paperwork and also there's a video.
Yes.
It's a combination.
Yes, it is a combination.
Yeah, could you elaborate the process?
So about the paperwork, initially what I did is like, I tried using a big paper. Like as I told, I tried creating a big tub or something, or used a big tub and create the waves. Or I tried doing it in like sea itself with a big paper, and tried it doing in a small pond near my home. What I find is like to handle a big paper and create waves on a pond or whatever with your legs or with any other object, and to make an imprint was really hard. So then I tried cutting those paper into small, long strips, and I had a bucket of water, and then I dropped the pigment, and then I immerse the like paper onto that, and then I agitate the bucket so that it kind of create a waves on the paper. And I repeated this process on each strip of paper for at least 25 times. So it's like overlapping one on the other.
So then did you stuck them together?
Yes,
how are they together?
it is all stuck on a board. It's on a flexible plywood so that you can like how do you say, if I probably you can cut out any shape on a wood and you can fix it onto that. The plywood will be flexible so that it will be like creating a wavery effect if you see it in real.
Okay.
So do you think, except that work, most of the other works you just stuck in the, you can't hear?
Yes, I can. Yeah, I can hear.
Right? Yeah, no. Except that work, that wave work. Otherwise, you did it at least 3 times or 4 times, like continuously.
Yeah.
But otherwise, all the works you started with the idea of, we all start with a curiosity, something you see it, and then it makes you to, let to build something out of it. And you leave that, then you go and you take some other stuff which is maybe not connected to the other one.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good because you just move from one to another very easily or very effortlessly. But the problem is sometimes you don't you think you are not giving enough time to grow that idea in you as a final product, as an artwork.
Yes.
Because sometimes it demands some certain quantity of time, which is
time
lacking.
to be. Yes. So, yeah, I would agree with you. Yeah, all the works needed time to become better. So there was always this curiosity of like creating new works each time in me. So I don't know, at some point there was this idea that I should create all my works as a different one. So I don't want to have any continuation of what I have done earlier. So that decision was actually made consciously. But again, if I look back at my volume of work, at least each set of work will have 4 or 5 works. But if a question comes something like that, are you satisfied with that? At that point of time, I was satisfied. But when after 5 years or 10 years, if I look back at those, I'm thinking I would have done it much better. Or if I'm doing that work again now, I can do it much better.
Why don't you go back and revisit that?
Yes, probably that would be something which I am thinking of, because if you see my last set of works, it's all watercolor and it's all landscape. So I'm just trying to keep myself engaged. And this is the first time I'm showing those landscapes to any presentation or anything. Like I haven't shown to anybody at all, actually. So other than my wife, nobody had seen those works. So I think I posted 1 or 2 works in Instagram, that's it. But other set of works are with me. I haven't shown anywhere. But again, I think of that, those landscapes, I'm doing that. I have a connection, or I have a, like close connection with my hometown. And it's most of the works are landscapes, a representation of landscapes, or an abstract representation of landscapes, mountains, and water bodies and everything. So nothing is really, like a new visual or something which is new is not coming into my mind. So keeping myself engaged, I'm just doing as what I see. So that might probably lead to something else. So I'm just engaging myself with all those small formats.
Because it's, as long as we are not masters in particular medium or whatever, it takes little longer time to, to connect or to synchronize your mind and your hand, right? Like, so somewhere it's, especially in terms of watercolor or some other medium, which is, your presence is involved. So it takes little time to come from here to here. So you are leaving that just before that, so that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. So it is there, and I know it. I'm just leaving things in middle way and moving on to the next. So I think that is again, like that instant curiosity you get on to something you find on your way home, or on your, like on your day-to-day life. So probably I think I should restrict it, or I should learn to control it. But right now, when I am trying something new, I think, or trying to do something, I'm not having all these thoughts. When I think about my future, or when I look back at my work, I am getting this thought, or I am getting this idea. But when I'm trying to do something, it's not coming into my mind. It's just the curiosity which is making me to do. Yes.
Just last point. I'm not saying that to control yourself, but I'm not saying that. But you just distill a little more. That's it.
Okay, great. I'll do that. Thank you.
I have a thought.
Yes.
When I see your works, I see a lot of play in them, especially the color works, whether it was dipping and creating the ripples, or whether it's seeing the mountains and, from your memory. So I see these connectors. So while at one level, all your works seem random, there's still an underlying connection of your own way of working or the way you think that I see in it. Also, like many of your works are whole works that are put together with bits, whether it's that dancing tree, or whether it is the mountains, or whether it is those strips coming together. And you seem to use basic colors.
Yes.
Again, the basic colors are individually used and then they come together as a whole. Without like.
Yes. So I don't know.
I don't know what it is, but do you also practice as a commercial artist, or you are just doing fine art practice now? Like, I'm just trying to understand where.
So, I exhibit in galleries here in Chennai. Whenever there is a show, or when somebody is curating a show, when they ask for, or that's how I'm not 100% committed to a gallery and working for.
Okay, no, I meant because you trained as a commercial artist at Chennai School of Art, no? So I was wondering whether.
No, sorry.
Okay. So I'm a little bit like you. I also get, when I see something and I get interested and then I start working on it. So I kind of get it, but I also get what Sujeeth is saying. Yes, I have also worked on a project for a very long time, but I do see your underlying, the way you are is coming through all the works, although the works seem very different.
Yes. Okay. So I will answer two things. One is about the commercial aspect, because I did, of course, visual communication design. I got into visual communication design not on basis, like on my interest. I applied for painting, but they didn't give me painting, and they told you have only visual communication design and you have to get it. You have to take it. And already I lost 1 year of I didn't got admission in my first attempt. So this is again my second attempt. And if I do not get into the college, then it would be like a really tough time for me. So I took visual communication and joined the college. That's how it happened. So then in post-graduation, I wanted to do somewhere outside, but that didn't happen because of the other situations going on with me in my family. So it is something like that. I have to stay back in Chennai or in Tamil Nadu, or very close to my parents. So I thought I will do my post-graduation in my college, and my college do not have the option of this interdisciplinary change in post-graduation. If you do visual communication, I think it is there in printmaking and sculpture. If you do ceramics, you can do sculpture. If you do printmaking, you can do painting. That was there, but a visual communication student cannot opt for. So throughout my college, until my there is a different set of commercial works for college studies and college submission I have done. After that, I have not practiced anything. And briefly, I have worked in a magazine as an art director, and that's right after the college as a part-time. And probably after that, for a few other stuffs, but I literally stopped that. And about the small thing, a small format of the work is like, I do engage myself in doing small pieces of work, and then at some point that become a bigger work. So I think that's happening all over in my career, starting from 2011 or 12. My sketchbooks have become a bigger artwork. I hope I answered your questions promptly.
So, are you seeing the chat, Sujeeth?
One question is in the chat.
Okay, yeah. So my influence is my brother. My elder brother is an artist. Um, he's my influence because he used to go for drawing classes and all as a kid itself, and he does a lot of artwork. And I grew up seeing him, assisting him. So he used to do the signboard and all since he's in school itself, I guess, from 12th standard, I guess. So I go assist with him and all. So he's my primary influence as an artist. Then after being into Chennai, I started reading books or knowing artists through library and all. So starting from Devi Verma, then Sire, Nasreen Mohammadi, BreakQ, Jeff Koons, and it goes on. A long list of artists are there I am inspired to. And I'm also like have very close friends who are I'm inspired to, like Kumareshan. I like his works a lot. And who else? Like my principal of college, Chandrasekhar, I like his work. So I'm inspired to him also, to his work actually. So there are a lot of names. So I think it keeps coming. A. Ramachandran's work I really like a lot.
I feel there is also a Kandinsky feel to your those strips of paper kind of work. Do you any chance like Kandinsky?
Yes. So this work I used to give my students, grade 6 students, an exercise in school to do the Kandinsky circles. I show them the image and like ask them to do this as an exercise. So what might have like inspired is from there. Like I also do those Kandinsky circles to show the students how it can be done. So definitely, yes, can be. But I haven't seen any direct interpretation or anything until you told me. Yeah, because I'm a teacher, so that being a teacher, my 8 to 4 or probably 5 o'clock will be like preparing lessons for the students and or teaching the students. So I need to take a lot of references to teach them. And fortunately, yes.
Maybe Rothko may have some.
Yeah. Rothko also slightly. The abstract expressionist like Rothko and Ben Nicholson kind of work, which translates into the softness of a Kandinsky, like that, I felt.
Yeah, so yeah, I have like a lot of people also saying like a lot of artists, but what I think is personally these ideas or these visuals, whatever I have seen, will definitely come into my works in one way or other way. So I do not really like consciously take a decision to exactly do that or do this, but I do not like stop my visuals which comes onto my canvas or like palette.
How do you see teaching as a? If it really helps you as an artist, or is it opposite?
Yes, one thing I liked about is like teaching is like it gives a lot of energy to me, like positive energy, being with the students, and particularly now I am more into middle school, so that age is something really mischievous, naughty, at the same time genuine and truthful. So I enjoy being with them. Actually, that's kind of giving me positive energy. But it takes a whole lot of time from your practice also.
Yeah.
So working in a school, you have to wake up at 6, cook yourself meal, and you reach the school on time, teach and prepare your lessons for the next day. It will be like evening 6. and you reach home back, you cook for yourself again, and then you have around 2 or 3 hours to do what you want.
Yeah. Good and bad.
Yes. For me personally, it is like as an artist, it is really bad.
Yeah, but you enjoy teaching.
Sorry?
You enjoy teaching, right?
Yes, I am enjoying teaching. Otherwise, I would have left this teaching already. I'm like, I was into also brief animation at the beginning of my college. Like as soon as I was looking jobs for, I was briefly into animation and everything. So I left that immediately.
Yeah, great.
Sujeeth,
yes.
Just to just as an observation, do you just sometime break free, we tell us happy-go-lucky kind of stuff, and 1 week just taking out and forgetting everything and that kind of stuffs you do like that?
Yes, definitely.
Or you're always constrained or with a circle around you, or is it?
No. I go on for bike trips all alone, like exploring mountains, being there. I'll not even attend calls from my parents during that time.
Okay.
Yeah, I started doing that since my college actually. Like at that time, I do not have a bike. I just use the local transports and everything. So mostly I travel close to closer places. And then probably from 2010, I started visiting Himalayas and all. That was with a group of friends, but I stopped traveling with group of friends in 2015, and after that most of them I prefer to do alone, and I'm doing it alone all trips, most of them.
That energy comes to work actually. After that you start something, and does it come?
Yes, it transpires into works at times.
That mountain and all probably, right?
Yeah, definitely. So my hometown is I would say southern Himalayas. If you say in northern place, you have Himalayas and you have a lot of places to explore. The same way in south, you have the western and eastern Ghats. So it has a lot of places to explore. So each time you go around, you'll find something new. So that doesn't definitely get into my works.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody, any other questions? Otherwise,
No, it's not asking. I think it's
yeah, no, actually, we know.
Enjoy.
We know very well.
Thank you for sharing. It was really very nice.
Yeah, we know very well. So we already discussed a lot of things. So I
pulling your leg.
Yeah, so I think I don't want to ask anything because a lot of other people can.
So where are you heading, Sujeeth? Like, what is your future works and something you are thinking about now?
Yes, actually, I had 1 or 2 things which I'm right now. I am experimenting with virtual reality programs. So last summer, I was supposed to do a course in virtual reality program in US. Due to COVID, I couldn't go and do the course. So for the last almost 8 months, I am experimenting with the virtual reality programs. So that would be my future works.
A lot of plein air paintings, no? The outdoor plein air, yeah.
Probably, yes.
You started there.
I don't think just that, but I'm also trying to learn more about 360-degree video making and bringing that into my artworks and more program-based work.
There's a question in the chat.
Yes, so
from Arun.
So I think there was a question which I didn't answer from Mr. Arun Dev.
Yeah.
So do you turn to any other domain other than art? Like you were mentioning space and space-time. Yes, so traveling is one of the domain which I think is an art itself. And other than that, I don't really think I have something to which I can say about. So traveling is something which I would like to say.
Probably he would have meant whether you are going the relativity way when he's talking about space-time. Is Arun there?
Oh.
Arun?
Yeah, thank you, Sujeeth.
Yes, tell me.
No, I was. It was recently I read this book called "Colliding Worlds" by Arthur Miller.
Okay.
He was saying that both Picasso and Einstein were inspired by the writings of Henri Poincaré, a French mathematician and theoretical physicist. And one guy came up with relativity, another guy came up with cubism.
Okay.
So there was a new, information for me. It was quite interesting. Like we still find it hard to understand relativity, but Picasso was someone who was inspired by the rudimentary mathematics, which led to relativity. So, and the spiral you are doing, it is, like Fibonacci series of numbers is a golden ratio.
Yes.
Followed by nature. And so perhaps it is, I see it in a scientific way, like, mathematics is kind of an underlying format of the entire universe, or maybe it's out of chance that we, stumble upon mathematics. It's not really there. It has a potential of taking it there. I am interested in that way.
Okay. So definitely, I used to read, but I'm not an avid reader or like a person who have a book with me always. But I definitely read. But most of my readings are into history of and other readings happen as I go across. For example, let me say, recently I got to start and I needed to do some investments or something. So then I do readings about economics and what it is the basic and what is tax, what is something like that. I'm just saying an example. It is not like that. So for example, other example I would say is if I was experimenting with video, then I would go into the details of reading about what is the history of that and how it is evolved. And so that's how I work. But that mentioning of time and space, probably there is a chance that I was reading the theory of deconstruction by Jacques Derrida. So that might have crossed across. Actually, I'm not pretty sure.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? Anything else? Or can we? Okay. Projecta, I will message you what is the fees. Okay. Thank you very much. Everyone. Sujeeth, thank you. Thank you. Nice presentation. Very honest. Very honest. It is not easy to admit that one failed on some works kind of stuff. I'm seeing so many presentations of so many artists, so it's not easy to admit that this work of mine I tried like this and didn't turn up like that. It needs immense kind of braveness. Okay, amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you all the participants. We'll see you next week. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy Dasara.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining me this evening.
Happy Dasara to all of you.
Happy Dasara.